Yes, 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 yes. We are back once again. Now, for the 21st race of the season, spoiler alert again, that is our second engine failure with Renault. Alpine. We've had quite a few DNFs. We'll do a rundown after Abu Dhabi. It's going to be a whole episode about everything, so we'll check it all then, but whew. Here we are, anyway, in Brazil for the Trinopilot round of the season. Now, this is going to be obviously different. So obviously, it's a sprint weekend, so qualifying can go bad and be fine. But I mean, for the first corner, through the center S's, or we do lose time on the exit of the second part of the S, so we're down to P70, 18. Ooh. Oh, down to last, lovely. But yeah, no. So get a lap in, try and push, try and make sure everything happens. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit iffy. It's also mildly raining in this qualifying session. You can see the little droplets here and there, but it's not bad enough because we're all on soft. Really, apparently we're gonna qualify P3 if we keep it up. I don't think we are. Hamilton on pole. I think it's going to go right down to the wire between us to see if we can get a good result in this, and it's also going to go down to the wire as we go right. We go to first, but then we go wide and we're dropping down to 8th. We're on pole for a second there. Now we're down to 10th. Will we be able to keep it in the top 10? No! P11 for the sprint. 3 positions off the points, but
and with qualifying
1 point
complete,
to 8
let's
points.
review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Verstappen and Lando Norris. With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid line up for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be
and
a
it was our
fantastic
teammate that
race.
pipped us at the line by 0.013.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Sainz, Russell, Leclerc, Perez, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, the scientist, Ocon, Bottas, Sonoda, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Albon, Joe, Sargent, and Nick de Vries. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
Okay, here we are. Time for the sprint. Now,
okay, here we go. I know
8
what you can do.
laps.
Don't let me down.
Just under 10 minutes. Should be good. Hopefully, just keep out of the way. Just make sure we can get across to the end and just get a good qualifying
Okay, so
position.
let's
But
go
if
through
we
all the gears
don't,
we
we
can
can
make sure the
pull
engine is okay
Hamilton.
before the
You know,
start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres
it can
and
be fine.
brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs.
Okay. Don't go too off the rev as I rev it the hell out of it as we get across the line. But anyway, here we are. Gonna park it up. Oh, we used off way too early, so we're
Okay,
allowed to have
incredible
another chance. We
parking there,
soon
nice one.
forward.
That's going to give you the edge.
So
If
we
you can
don't
get good
mess
launch as
up.
the race starts.
It's hard to get a sprint race and a race like in if you're having to do it around like one of these tracks. Anyway, it's 5 red lights, and away we go. Lando Norris gets a better start than Max Verstappen, as Max Verstappen now has to defend from Carlos Sainz, who goes down. He's inside, that now becomes the outside, as Max gets back past, I believe. Yes, he does. Also, don't worry about nothing because you can't see anything. But yes, Lando Norris into P2 in the sprint, being able to carry on and see into Lewis. Maybe he might be able to take the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix sprint, but it is seeming likely that Hamilton will stay in P1. So let's go back and watch the point of view. 5 red lights, away we go. We get a good start compared to Piastri, who holds up our teammate, but then Piastri comes sending it down our inside again. We're now alongside with Alonso, as we had passed Ocon had qualified behind both of us. Basically, what's just happened there is me and Gasly have swapped. That's what's happened. Now we're gonna try and stay with Alonso, try and make it so Pierre can follow us. But yeah. Alright. Into the second sector. I'm gonna send it around the outside of Fernando Alonso as he brakes a lot earlier than we expected. He's gonna try and fight, but we're gonna push him out as we run to the racing line. Now we're going into the last corner of sector 2 and into sector 3, as we actually get held up a little bit by Piastri because of how fast we are at the moment. But we back out, go left, through the inside and up into the points. In the sprint race we go. But I do not think our car has enough pace to move further up, and you never know, Piastri might come and get us because of the car being very good, maybe Fernando. But we're going to skip to the end now, start of lap 2 to the end of lap 3 onto lap 4. We have caught up to good, so we do have the pace here apparently, so we do really have the pace. Look at how fast now. Oh! Whoa, there's contact, there's a lot of contact. We're going to barge our way through. Oh my god, oh Jesus. There is so much contact. We're going to come back on, we're going to come back on. Oh no, we've spun. We have spun. We've been hit. Was that the car, I think, that hit me? I now have wing damage. That seems hard enough to hit. But yeah, no. Send it down the inside of George after he hits us. Just send it, got a little bit too hard. Just go over off the track, and we try and just keep pushing so we can keep the place. But we just bounced on the grass, hit the curb and spin. We're gonna actually decide right now in these few corners. We're gonna test to see if it is good enough, and we're going to decide not to pit. But yeah, look at this replay. Look, he goes deep, so we hit each other there. Then he shoots us sending it in. We were fine, but then we just went deep again. And then we go, look, hit the grass, lose it, curb, lose it even more. We get past him. I believe Piastri clips us, yeah, and then sends us. And it is the guy, I think. It was in fact Pierre Gasly who hits us. Now on to lap 6 we're going to go. We've finally caught up to Magnussen, as we did end up going down to last place, and we've gone even further down. Yeah, once again we're going to go down here, but we're going to cut more of it so we don't have to spin. But yeah, now the front wing's got like a lot of issues. We're now 4 seconds behind Magnussen, 2 laps left. I think it's time to call it in and change the front wing. But I think we're going to go and change onto hard tyres. We can save the soft and the mediums for the race, so we can just have, so we're going to go and use up the hard tyres now, even though it's only for a lap or two. You will not be needing them in the race, that is
Perfect
for
job on
sure.
the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
Thank you.
Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race in this compound.
Yep. Will do. Whoa. Whoa. Now on to lap
Okay, mate,
8
this is the
and the
final lap of
last
the race.
lap
Final
of the
lap.
race. As you can see, it does seem like the top 7, top 6 had pulled away, and our fight with George Russell has held him up enough. But I believe Pierre Gasly also got damage from hitting us, but that doesn't matter. Across the line is Lewis Hamilton to take pole position for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It is Lewis Hamilton who wins, takes home 8 points and the pole position. Now, Pierre has fallen down, I believe, due to damage. I believe he is, as you can see, just under the 3. That massive train, I believe that is Pierre Gasly right there ahead, because he drove into us and broke our wing, and I believe also damaged his own. But we can't be having this. We might be kicked out just because we're having contact with our teammate often. You never know. Could be a buyout of the team. Anything could happen. We could really be on our way out. But we set a purple second sector. Do we show we have pace? Yes, we do. It's quicker than our fastest lap.
Okay,
We
pick up rubber
have
and bring it
pace
home.
in this car. Even if we finish 20th, we obviously still have the race to go, but that just shows it. We have the pace. We have the pace to get good points here. Good points is what we need.
So let's review the driver's standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. With the sprint wrapped
So, yeah.
up, we now have our grid line up for the big race
Max
tomorrow.
leading
Be
the
sure to join
championship
us then
over
for
Charles
what will
by
no
2
doubt be a
points.
fantastic race.
But now, time for the race.
Welcome along then to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the very final corner. And just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7 mile circuit and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. That gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Sainz, Leclerc, Perez, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Tsunoda, Ocon, Gasly, Joe, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Albon, Sargent, De Vries, Magnussen, and the scientist. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. I'm joined again today by none other than Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between the Grand Prix. You've been both a test driver and a race driver. What differences are there in the way that you approach those roles?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. They're two very different mindsets. In the old days, of course, they used to cover up to 15,000 kilometres of testing in a season, and that role would be more about working for the team, trying to help them improve the car and drive as systematically as possible, so that the data could be analysed in the most consistent way. When lining up on the grid for a race, however, a race driver's frame of mind is all about what they can get out of the situation on that day, and the car is the tool to help them achieve those goals.
Okay. Time for the race. We're going to do 10 laps on softs and 15 on medium. We're just kind of figuring out which one we're going to do. We normally start on the softs, but let's go a little bit different this time. Let's start on the mediums. You know, it might be good to have a little bit of difference here and there and everything. Sorry about the squeaking, I'm just leaning back. Because you're going to need to lean back because you're going to be here a while watching these last 15 minutes, because I tell you, it's action packed. I can tell you. No, this bit isn't action packed because we have to wait.
Okay, how was that pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
Yep. As you see, I had replaced the wheel. No, I had turned on my wheel and turned off my wheel by this time, so the braking wasn't calibrated, as you just saw, and everything. Yeah, I figured out, like, on the sprint weeks, I do them in different days because I normally do them late at night, and it's better to just do the sprint and then get my mind off it and do it the next day, edit it like I've done today. But anyway, it's 5 of those long hold, and Lando Norris has dropped down to P5. Really bad start. So Carlos Sainz has got past Max Verstappen. They're going to go down inside. They're going to do the opposite of what they did yesterday in the sprint race. But we know who comes out on top. The car on the inside, Carlos Sainz, stays ahead of Max Verstappen. And obviously in the championship fight at this time, that is needed because Sainz can hold up Verstappen, get Leclerc ahead of him, because Leclerc is 2 points behind him. And if Leclerc can get P3 and Max P4, equal on points for the last 2 rounds. One being in Las Vegas, so we don't know how that's going to go, and the other being in Abu Dhabi, which is where, no matter what. Oh, seriously, that's our first lap. Like, so I said we had pace, but damage on the first lap. That wasn't our fault. You could just see we're turning. This Nick drives straight in the corner. Yeah, we're gonna do a 2-stop. Obviously, like really badly. I said we won't need those hards. We need the hards because the hards can do 24 laps. But we're gonna do 2 softs. So we're gonna do 12, 12. Let's do an extra pit than everyone else. But softs are better than having to go to hards because they're quicker. So maybe we can make it 2-stop work. But yeah. No matter what, if they end up being like equal on points going into Las Vegas, no one can win it in Las Vegas, no matter what. Because if they're equal, one DNF, one gets the win and fastest lap. It still is a shot. But you never know. Leclerc could overtake it, Max, thanks to the help from his teammate, and then the Sainz may let him pass.
Fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting.
You never know. This could all come down to team play, and it could be that Max Verstappen becomes a 3-time world champion, or Charles Leclerc becomes the first Ferrari champion since 2007. But we're going to the end of lap 3. We are green. Let's see how this last sector is. We're going to stay on all of lap 4 because we have the pace. Let's just see how quickly we can get this lap done. I don't know if you saw, but when we came out of the pit, it was like 27 seconds to the race. 2 laps later, it's down under 20. Nick is slow and is complete shit. I'm not the one saying it. He is. Off camera. Also, how you guys find the outro? I love it. I just hope you guys love it as well. That music by Amphobius. Oh my god, amazing. I'm so glad he was able to put it up on like SoundCloud and stuff, so you can buy it. I was like, oh my god, let me do that, because obviously Jimmy Broadbent, his music for his intro, and streams, it's on there. But yeah, I don't know what you can do. Apparently that one that you can just download now off SoundCloud, not to buy it. But I was like, no, I want to give him a little bit of money. I don't have much. I only have like £1, which is the minimum, sadly. But I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't have much, but oh my god, that lap time. Whoa, 109.5. But yeah, didn't have much. What I had left, I was like, I need to have this. It's too good of an opportunity to miss. To have it in it, and I'm like, well, I'm kind of bored, so I really guess I can use it. I really hope it. If not, if I get a copyright strike, I'll go told you Amphobius, please. Because I really want to use it. If I have to pay more, I'll easily pay more. Alright. Yeah, loving it.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
But with that said, we now come down to Goblin Town. Here we are. Kevin Magnuson, we've already got past Nick Freeze on lap 10. That's how slow he is. We're going to send down inside Magnuson, and we're going to end up making it past Sargent as well. We're going to stay on board because I think we can get all three of these guys right ahead real quick. I'm sweating like hell, I have no energy, but I'm still doing it. Down the inside of Valtteri Bottas into the second of last corner in the second sector. Now, if we stay in the DRS range, we may be able to get Joe and Alex Albon here because we are superior on our tyres because our tyres are brand new spanking new. They're not now, they're like 8 laps old. Theirs are at least 10, maybe more due to the sprint, maybe more due to qualifying. But they're going to go side by side. We have enough pace, we're going to go 3 wide. We're going to go very close, we're going to send it down into, we're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. We're going to park it. We're not really going to park it, we're just going to drift out the outside. So we block both of them off. And because we're on the inside, we're allowed to do it. And we're able to get past all of them now. To the end of that lap, everyone is now pitting. So let's see where we come out compared to them with one more stop still on our hands. Ahead of Yuki, ahead of Gasly. Will we be able to catch up? No, Lando's already out the pits. No. So, after the first people make their pit stops, we are in P12. I think it's more. But let's look and see what has happened during the pit stops. I believe we have a new leader. Oh my god. Lando Norris has held up Lewis Hamilton because he needed the pit, which allows Verstappen and Charles Leclerc to get past, and Verstappen is now going to be the leader of this race when everyone else comes into pit, which is right now. They're all coming in. Don't know if you can see on the bottom corner, in the corner, Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton have all passed the red dot that is in the pit lane. And I think the only other person that hasn't pitted is the Aston Martin, but he's not going to be there. So. But with that now being said, Max is 2 points ahead. He can go into Las Vegas 10 points ahead, needing to gain only 17 points, which is P2. He got P2 and Charles got P11. It's over. But we have to come in for our second pit stop, slamming on those tyres. And yes. So, is that Sargent in the pit? Is Sargent not pitted yet? So we've done 2 sets of tyres on the same thing that he's done one. Also, I'm going to put the camera, the mirror a little bit higher up. So. But I'm going to do that for next season. Actually, I'll do it when it happens, alright? Because if I'm playing with a friend or something, I'll do it then. So. Right, now, lap 17. 8 laps left in this race. We are gaining, we are gaining, we are gaining on Yuki Tsunoda and Nico Hülkenberg. But I believe we get some information from Mark.
They seem to have an issue.
Ooh! That is very good because Hülkenberg is holding up Yuki, and we are gaining at an immense rate of, I would say, maybe even a second or more per sector. Yes, the AI difficulty is what it should be at, alright. I raced a 90. Maybe I could bump it to 94. I think that's the max, I think. Because without that any higher, it'd be boring. I'll be back. You guys probably like the episode. So, need to make it a little bit more interesting. But, I think this is still a good AI level. Anyway, we are now on the way second to Hulkenberg after he has been overtaken by Yuki Tsunoda. I have just pulled a lever that has made my chair sink. Whoops. We're going to nudge our way through on Hulkenberg. I do not care. I have it on standard rules because I got a nice move, thank you. But I prefer the GT style of racing, but I want to still have some of the rules in F1 because it's F1. So, Mitch, getting both together in there. Go have it. But we now have DRS. We have left Hulkenberg with dust. 2 seconds already. Now, per point in the last sector, we're going to see if we can go round the outside. Oh, Yuki's a little bit slow. We're going to nudge him through like we're in NASCAR. Bump drafting him onto the straight after the center S's. And here we go. DRS enabled. Overtake, which is now run out 330 kilometers an hour. And we make it down inside, push him out a little bit because it's our corner as we are on inside of that point. Now, we are 10 seconds away from the point. No one is out of the race just yet. I also don't remember if I cut it in or not. I didn't cut it in. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I am so sorry, guys. So sorry. Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz has retired from the race. Carlos Sainz has retired from the race, which is why Ocon is now P10 and we are P11, and we are right on his arse on lap 23 onto lap 24. But as you can see in the top corner, 11 out of 19, it is Carlos Sainz who has had to retire. We completely forgot to add that in, but yes, it is him who has to retire due to an engine failure. In the first sector, he pulled over exactly on the right hand side of where we are right now, 2-ish laps, no, a little bit further ahead, which is why, well no, was it up here? Up here, which is why there's a green flag there for a second. Oh, and Ocon just stops moving, we now have front wing damage. We're going to push him out because we are annoyed at that. We now have wing damage for the last 2 laps of the race. We now just have to keep Ocon behind us. And if we do, we get a good result of from last to P10, which is 2 points with the fastest lap, meaning we get the same amount of points as our teammate. I think without that front wing damage, we may have been easily able to overtake our teammate with the speed of 3 seconds of that, possibly quicker in some scenarios. May have been able to get Oscar Piastri, but due to the wing damage, it is undriveable to go that fast and stay on the track. But I believe there has been some news we need to hear. There is a replay I believe we need to see. There is a drastic replay right here. It is Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc going for the move on Max Verstappen as they have left Lewis Hamilton for dust. Charles goes to the inside and gets the move done as he basically makes Max Verstappen lift off. Charles Leclerc has got a head. And that is very, very good for his championship because he is 2 points behind Max Verstappen. At the end of this, he may be 3 or 4 points ahead. He'll gain 5 points. No, would he? He'll gain 7 points. But Charles did not have a good sprint. So I think he got 3 less points. I think he got 4 points. Max got Max got 6 points. Charles got 2 points, I believe. So I believe the gap is going to be 4-ish in the favour. Oh, I've given it a little hint. But yes, on to lap 25, and it is Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari asserting dominance and showing they are still in this. Yes, Nick de Vries has been lapped, even by Oscar Piastri. 8 cars have lapped him. They were very close to even lapping the Alfa Romeos. That's how quick they are. But that just proves Charles Leclerc is still in the fight into the last 2 races of the season. But we come home for a good P10, 10 positions gain. What a race for us, even with front wing damage. And just to think of how fast we were, how good would we have been without the front wing damage. We proved we can do it. 2 stops can still work. Thank you for experiencing that. Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton is your podium. Why is Lewis celebrating with Ferrari?
And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Just think about that. Lewis to Ferrari? What?
And a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to
73 years.
over to see them come out on top
And
once again.
in the last 15 years, they've won 1 Constructors' Championship. 15 years, not 16. 16, there would be 1 Constructors, 1 Drivers. Kimi was 2007. That's 16 seasons ago now, because if we include 2023. So, if I'm thinking 14, I'm so sorry, so stupid. But that is the end of the weekend. Up to level 11. Okay, let's go. Alright, she's ended soon. Yeah, see that 10, 12, 22. Yeah, Charles Gates 29, Max Gates 24. That's a 5-point swing, so maybe like 3 points ahead. Where did he be? 3 points? I got 4 points. Sorry. Right, standards. Oh, race director. This just makes sure Logan only pitted once. He did only pit once. Wow. Went long on those tyres. Look at that. Same amount of points. Standard. He is 5 points ahead. Sorry, he was ahead. 5 points. They were drawn on points before this weekend. Aston are looking like they're going to lose out to McLaren. Red Bull basically have it in the bag against Ferrari. But anyway, I have been Charlie. This has been episode 21. If you have liked it, please like and subscribe. Contest what team is my favourite in F2? That's my that's it. Subscribe. I've been Charlie. Goodbye.